What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for the last international break, the last international roundup till March. So it's going to be, I'm looking forward to this because it's going to be non-stop Spurs action now. A game every 4 days now until the new year, which could be make or break for our season. But Definitely. We'll get into all of that.
Glad you're looking forward to it. A lot of people aren't at the moment.
The ups and the downs.
Come on,
that's what
bring
we
it on.
live for, people. That is what we live for. But look, let's finish off and round up how Spurs did on the internationals. We're going to start off with Son Heung-min, who played in a 1-1 draw for Korea with Palestine. He played the full game. He scored a goal. Man of the match on the day as well. I watched the game. We did a watch along for it, and I thought he was absolutely brilliant. It wasn't the greatest performance from Korea, but Sonny really stood up for the team. And I felt like if Korea were probably winning the game, that he probably would have gone off a bit earlier. He would have gone off maybe on the 60th minute, 70th minute mark, but they were pushing for that goal. So he played the 90 minutes. The goal that he did score was absolutely brilliant as well. Nice little interchange between him and J.D. Sung. And that Sonny finish, I mean, we just know he's got that in his locker.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I've seen some of his highlights. And I've been saying ever since he came back from that injury, which he had before the West Ham game, he has looked a lot sharper. And I think if you look at the goal contributions he's been getting, I think pretty regularly. Got goal and assist, I think, against West Ham. Got an assist against Villa. Got a goal, obviously 2 goals this international break for Korea. Ipswich, he didn't get a goal, but should have had at least a couple of assists in that game, and was getting shots off. So I think he's looked a lot sharper. I think that break has done him well. During the international break, went off on 60 minutes last game, but he did play 90 minutes in this game. Hopefully, he's okay with that kind of workload, and he's going to be fine on Saturday against Man City. But I'm really excited about what Son's going to bring going forward now, because I think definitely with the ball at his feet, he definitely looks a lot sharper. He's taking more people on now. He's getting round people, and I think when he gets in the box, he's getting more shots off. I've noticed that he's definitely getting a lot more shots off in recent weeks, whereas before he maybe wasn't doing that. So really great goal, really great team move from Korea. But when you get to that position, you know Son has got the ability to find the corners, and he did. I think he had 4 shots on target on the day. Very creative. So I'm really excited that Son hopefully is getting back to his best at the moment. It was interesting. Did you see his interview after the game? He said he says this year he feels like he's been between 2 and 3% less than 100%. He said this year, and he feels like at the moment he's physically kind of getting to his best, and he wants to be at 100%. And he also said that he was also kind of talking about when he leaves the national team. He said he wants to leave the national team having given everything he's got, and he wants to be at 100% before he does that, which is quite an interesting thing, he said.
So you think that's coming soon?
Maybe.
What was also interesting in the game, because Palestine made it really hard for Korea. They sat in their low block, they were tight, they were compact, they were really hard to beat. And they had Kangin Lee on the right-hand side, they had Son Heung-min on the left-hand side. Kangin Lee was pretty much anonymous for the majority of the game. All the good work was all coming down Sonny's side. And if we bring in his individual stats, you see this is the heat map, and that's exactly where you want Sonny, isn't it? Look at that, with that deep red just on the left-hand side of the area. Like you mentioned before, 4 shots on target. He had 2 block shots as well, 2 key passes on the day. 7 out of his 13 ground duels were successful. He was fouled a couple of times as well and made a tackle in the game. So
what was his dribbling stats?
His dribbling, he attempted 10 and 4 were successful.
10?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of attempts, which means he's confident, looking to take people on. And I know only 4 were successful, which is not actually, when you actually take into account dribbling statistics, near 50% is not bad. Obviously, Palestine are not the greatest opponents, but as you said, I didn't watch the game. Apparently, they were quite good. But that tells me he's getting more and more confident in himself to take people on again, which I think was definitely something which maybe at the beginning of the season, or even at some points last season as well, we questioned whether he has that ability or confidence to do it. And it seems as though at the moment, from what I've seen of him since he's come back from his injury, I remember that he did that move that went viral against Villa, taking on Onana. I feel like before that injury, he wasn't capable of that. And it looks like he's getting back to that.
The reason why he didn't have as many successful dribbles out of the 10 that maybe you would expect is because every time he had the ball, he had like 3 men around him every single time, and it's actually a credit to him how he got those 4 successful dribbles, because he was literally being so heavily marked on that left-hand side, and he was able to wriggle around quite a few times. And like I said, he was the star of the show for the whole game. So big up to Sonny. Let's move on to Senegal. Senegal beat Burundi by 2-0. Pape came on for the last few minutes in the first game. This game he started, played 87 minutes. Didn't get any goal contributions, but if you look at his heat map, that's exactly where you expect Pape to be. 1 key pass on the day, 2 out of his 5 long balls were accurate, 2 shots on target, 2 block shots, 8 out of his 13 ground duels were successful, 1 out of 1 aerial duel as well. He did make 4 fouls and was fouled once, and 3 interceptions and 6 tackles. So
wow,
he was the 2nd highest rated player from SofaScore for Senegal on the day.
8.1, yeah, sounds like he had another great game, which is really encouraging because he's been in great form for Tottenham. Obviously, he's got that spot at the moment in the starting 11. It sounds like he's taken that into his international game as well. Well, the last international break we were saying what great form he's in. So it looks like Sarr's really in top form at the moment overall, which is really great to see because we're going to need that during the season. And we know, I know he's had his inconsistencies maybe last season where second half of the season he wasn't quite as good as he was in the first half, but got to remember he's still 21, 22. He's still so young. This guy, his ceiling is really incredibly high, and when he's playing this consistently well, it's hard not to get excited about what he can bring to the team. So really happy that he's carrying on the level of performances we've seen for Tottenham for Senegal as well. So really great. Yeah,
and also positive that he only had to play 90 minutes over the course of 2 games as well. So 87 minutes in one game and a couple of minutes in the other game. So at least he didn't have to have 2 long slog 2 games in his legs before he comes back to Tottenham. Which is, definitely positive. Next up is Yves Bissouma, who carries on his goal contribution tirade for Mali. Another assist, 6-0 against Eswatini. He captained the side, only played 45 minutes as well, which is a positive. And like I said, did grab another assist. I didn't see the assist, but he did 2 key passes on the day. If you look at his stats, 1 big chance created, 2 out of his 4 ground duels won. Was fouled 2 times as well, which, good performance. Only 45 minutes was positive.
Not in the 10 this time, so dropped a bit deeper, which is obviously more his position. That's 6 goal contributions for club and country this season now. 4 goals and 2 assists, which is not something you associate with Bissouma, it's fair to say, but I'm glad he's adding that a bit to his game, and maybe he's getting more confidence to make a difference in those kind of areas. But obviously, player we're going to need a lot over the next few weeks because of Bentancur's ban. So great that he's carrying on his good form on international duty as well.
Yeah. Next up, Radu Dragusin. He played in a 4-1 romp of Cyprus. He played 70 minutes. I'm not sure why he got taken off with 20 minutes to go. Hopefully it was just resting, because I haven't heard anything about any sort of injury or anything for Radu. So if you look at his heat map, they're definitely very aggressive, getting very high up the pitch. 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, 1 tackle. He did have 1 error leading to a shot, which I think was panned around social media. 7 out of his 11 long balls were accurate. 1 out of his 1 ground duels and 1 out of 2 aerial duels won as well. So that was Radu's game.
So what was who they play?
Cyprus.
They
won 4-1.
Well, let's hope. Look, again, another player. We'll have to wait and see what's happening with Romero, but very high likelihood that Radu Dragusin probably plays on Saturday. So the error won't have helped him, but it sounds like he's had overall good international break. So hopefully it's all right for him.
Spain won 3-2 against Switzerland. After Pedro Porro's good showing in the first game, he was an unused sub in this game. However,
that's good.
Spurs loanee Bryan got on the score.
Bring him home.
Unbelievable.
Bring him home.
Well, how is he? First of all, how is he getting in the Spain squad, and how is he getting on the score sheet as well?
Must be playing well for Girona.
Yeah,
Spain, Euro winners, and he's getting in that squad. That's quite impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive.
Must be really impressing in Girona at the moment.
So, what's the situation? Is it
option to buy?
Option to buy, obligation.
I mean, would you rather him or Timo Werner right now?
I don't know, to be honest. I think Timo, to be honest. I still think Timo, because I don't think Bryan Hill's physicality is cut out for the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen his goal, but
I saw it. It was actually a really nice goal. He beat one man, advancing into the box, and a really nice finish.
Okay, bring him home. That's it. But it's an option to buy, isn't it, for Girona? So, look, I don't know if he's coming back or not, but I'm glad he's doing well out on loan and he can finally move on with his career.
Yeah. Next up is Uruguay. They held Brazil to a 1-1 draw. Rodrigo Bentancur playing 90 minutes. That's his heat map there. He just trying to see what 2 out of 2 successful dribbles, 6 out of 10 ground duels won. Fouled. He got fouled once. He made 2 fouls, blocked 1 block shot and 3 tackles. Which is a competent display in the middle for Rodrigo Bentancur.
A good, tough game, away in Brazil against some really good opponents. So sounds like he played all right. But obviously, we're not going to see him for a while. So we'll see him on Thursday. I guess we'll see him on Thursday, but not in the Premier League. But yeah, glad that he's playing regularly again for Uruguay because he was a bit in and out of the team after his injury. But it looks like he's got that nailed on spot again, which will only increase his confidence.
Yeah. Let's go and speak about the Welsh boys, Ben Davies and Brennan Johnson. They battered Iceland by 4-1 and actually a really pivotal game for them. They ended up topping their Nations League group, leapfrogged Turkey on the day as well, which was really assured performance. They absolutely battered Iceland. They did go 1-0 down early, and then they stuck together, got a couple of goals before the break, and then 2 goals after the break. Brennan Johnson and Ben Davies both playing 90 minutes. Ben Davies captaining the side, Brennan Johnson grabbing a goal and an assist as well. And it was a classic Brennan Johnson goal, wasn't it? Down that right-hand side, and a finish that we've seen a couple of times this season.
Yeah, it's something that we know he's capable of, and something in this first season we didn't see as much of, but definitely this season, and what we saw of him at Nottingham Forest, he's definitely doing it on a regular basis now. Classic from goal, right-hand side of the box, finishing it side-footed into the far corner. Very confident finish. But what I was even more impressed with was his assist. Is that something which we haven't seen too much of from Brennan? What he did is he's on the right hand side, and instead of obviously going down the byline, which we know Brennan does so often, he actually cut inside on his left foot. Got to that zone where Deki likes to cross the ball from, kind of the anti-Sonny zone, the opposite of the Sonny
Christian
zone.
Eriksen zone.
The Christian Eriksen zone, except he cut inside on his left foot, bent it to the far post with his left foot, and it was a flick header from I don't know who it was. It was a flick header from their striker.
Cullen.
Was it Cullen?
Yeah.
Liam Cullen, yeah. So it was a flick header from him inside the box, which got in. But it was a really beautiful cross from Brennan on his left. And that's something, if he can add to his game from top for Tottenham, then all of a sudden you're seeing a more varied winger. Because I think one of the big problems issues that a lot of fans have with Brennan is that he's very much one-dimensional, gets the ball, goes down the line. And if he's not doing that, it doesn't seem to be much of a threat. But obviously, it's only one moment in one game, but what he did in that moment was do something that showed maybe he can add that variation to his play. And all of a sudden, if he does that, he's going to be a much more unpredictable. So really hope he can start doing those kind of assists more regularly for Tottenham, because it was very impressive.
In terms of his individual stats, there's this heat map on screen. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 key passes, 1 big chances created, 2 shots on target, 2 block shots, 2 dribble attempts successful, 8 out of his 9 ground duels won. 3 times he drew fouls as well, 2 clearances, 3 tackles. So it looked like a good defensive and offensive performance from Brennan Johnson out on that right-hand side. In terms of Ben Davies, he captained the side at left-back, and it looked like he had a pretty good display as well. 7 clearances, 1 interception, 1 key pass for him as well. Unfortunately, 0 out of his 5 long balls were accurate, 2 out of his 5 ground duels won, 2 out of his 5 aerial duels won. 2 fouls, he drew 1 foul and a shot on target as well, and even 1 out of his 2 dribble attempts was successful. So
go on, Benny.
Good display for Ben Davies.
Yeah, classic Mr. Reliable performance, it looks like. But when you mentioned Brennan's defensive stats, 8 out of 9 ground duels, that's really impressive.
Yeah, it really is.
So hopefully, that's something that definitely has been a focus for Ange about him doing those defensive duties, and it sounds like we know recent weeks he's been doing that, and it looks like for Wales he's taken that on as well, because that's some really good numbers.
Yeah, and I think it was important for Brennan to back up a poor performance. Well, not back it up, but improve on the performance that he had in the first game for Wales, because he came under a lot of criticism for that game, and this one was the real pivotal game that they needed to win, and he's really performed. Got a 9 out of 10 rating from SofaScore.
Yeah, really showed up. If you watch his goal as well, if you pause it, just when, because what happens is I think Liam Cullen wins it quite high up the pitch, and if you pause it when Liam Cullen wins it, he's actually behind the defender. But when you see he actually outmuscles and bullies past that defender, and actually the defender ends up falling over because he just can't keep up with Brennan. And that was a really good confident moment. Obviously, good finish. So really good stuff from Brennan, and well done, Benny, as well.
Yeah. And last but not least, let's go and look at the Swedish boys, Dejan Kulusevski and Lucas Bergvall. Deki captaining the side, playing 90 minutes and having a sensational game. This front three of Sweden are really a match for anyone. I know they just only played against Azerbaijan. They won 6-0, but they really are a match for anyone, these three. Isaac, Gyökeres and Dejan Kulusevski. Gyökeres scoring 4 goals on the day. Deki scoring 2. And just look at these stats.
And getting an assist as well.
And getting an assist as well. Just look at this heat map from Deki. That is disgusting, man.
Everywhere.
He is literally everywhere.
Literally, he's right winger, left winger, and a number 10.
Unbelievable.
And a striker as well.
Unbelievable.
He's everywhere.
So carrying on his unbelievable form for club into country. 2 goals, 1 assist, 4 shots on target, 2 block shots. 4 out of his 4 dribble attempts were successful. 8 key passes on the day. 1 out of his 2 crosses accurate. 1 out of his 2 long balls accurate. 2 big chances created. 9 out of his 24 ground duels won as well. And he drew 4 fouls on the day. And he made 1 tackle as well. I mean, that is what you call a dominating performance from Deki. And he is just going from strength to strength this season. SofaScore gave him a 10 out of 10 rating.
Yeah, incredible.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, which and if you see what's called during the game, Isaac missed a number of chances as well, which I think Deki was responsible for creating. So he had a poor game, but Deki was. I've seen his individual highlights, and he was absolutely out of this world. The 2 goals he scored, the first one really nice, confident finish on the right hand side of the box, just sweetly swept it into the far corner. The second one bullied his way into the penalty area on the left hand side of the box, and actually his shot took a slight deflection, went through the keeper's legs, and obviously that was 2 goals. Really nice assist for Gyökeres's goal as well, which he laid on a plate for him, which was a really nice piece of play. And it just looked like he was absolutely untouchable on the day. And the guy's in absolutely confident mood. The guy's flying at the moment, and this is only going to give him even more confidence. And it seems as though whenever he's going on the pitch, it just seems as though he has this belief he's the best player on that pitch, and he's really playing like it at the moment. His dribbling ability's there, and he's adding those goal contributions regularly as well for club and country. And I know it's only Azerbaijan, but what tells me that he's really going at his best is, again, even though those Azerbaijan 24 ground duels competed for. I know he only won 9 of them. This is what I was saying before in the last one we read out his stats. That number of ground duels is always really high. It's always like over 15, and that's a really high number for a midfielder, especially someone like Deki. And that shows that, even in this, that shows his mentality. I think he's really, even though it's Nations League, Azerbaijan at home, you'd be forgiven for him taking it lightly a bit, but he clearly went, 100% and really paid off for him.
Yeah, and up next is the Deki had. So let's hope he can take that form into the game on the weekend. I was just thinking about this. It's quite interesting the way both these players have gone so far. You look at, if you compare James Maddison to Dejan Kulusevski, right? You look at a year ago, James Maddison was like at the heart of everything. He was performing at the top of his game. He was in the England squad. And you're thinking, wow, what a great signing this has been for Tottenham. I'm not saying it's been a bad signing or anything at this moment in time, but you fast forward a year. Since then, Deki has got the captaincy for his national team. He's performing unbelievably well game in, game out. He's the one that is favoured ahead of James Maddison. And James Maddison is struggling to get into the side and not even getting a look in the England side anymore, even when there's been a host of pullouts in the national team this month. So yeah, it's interesting how quickly things can change over the course of a year.
A year's a long time in football, we know that. Even a few months. I mean, even beginning of the season, Maddison was ahead of Deki, and things have changed a lot. And I think a lot of it is to do with Deki's physicality, just giving him that edge over Maddison in that midfield right now. And if Maddison wants his place back, at the moment, it looks like he's going to have to try and displace Deki, because it doesn't look like, at the moment anyway, it could all change, that he wants to play them together. So, look, it's going to be an interesting battle, but it's great options to have, because we know what quality Maddison has as well, and when he's good, he's extremely good. So Deki is going to have to keep up the standards if he wants to stay in the team.
Yeah, and I'm sure he will. I think the mentality Deki has is second to none. And you look at it as well, like last year, they weren't even competing for a spot in the team. Deki was out on the right wing. People were questioning, does this guy have a future at Spurs? Where does he fit in? He doesn't really fit in on the right wing, but he's come in this season. He's just made that spot his own, and James Maddison's got a lot of work to do.
Does.
Lucas Bergvall as well came on for the final 25 minutes of the game. Not many stats in there. I mean, he had 3 block shots, 1 dribble attempt successful, 4 out of the 6 ground duels won, but good for him, and 3 tackles, but good for him to get some minutes for the national team.
Looked like he had a bit of a busy one off the ball at least, so that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, that is it. That is your international roundup, the last international roundup you're going to get until March. So it's fully concentrated on Tottenham now, and it's going to be a busy period, guys. I think it's a game every 4 days or something crazy.
But it was quite a day for our lads yesterday.
Yeah, it was a good day.
5 goals, 2 assists?
Deki got 2 goals and an assist. Brennan Johnson got a goal and an assist.
So that's already 3 goals and 2 assists.
Bissouma got an assist.
3 goals, 3 assists.
Sonny got a goal.
So 4 goals and 3 assists for our lads yesterday.
24 hours.
Bloody hell. I know injuries yesterday as well. We didn't mention Deki actually. Apparently he went down with a bit of a shoulder problem again yesterday, which is something that he's been struggling with for the last couple games for Tottenham against Galatasaray and Ipswich. And apparently he went down again with the same shoulder. And apparently Bergvall what's called signaled to the bench that he should be taken off, but he stayed on and didn't come off. So hopefully he's okay, and hopefully that's an issue which can be sorted. But it is something that's definitely been troubling him for the last few weeks. So hopefully it's not going to be a long-term thing.
Yeah, let's hope so. It is a bit concerning, but let's hope that he comes through all right, because he will be gutted to miss out on that game at the Man. We all know how much he loves playing Man City. So let's hope he does make the game, and I'm sure he will. But look, that is it for you from us today in terms of the international roundup. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.